I've been busy these past couple of weeks, and I've gotten kind of behind on my Marvel slash DC slash comic book slash movie news in general. So I pulled up these videos. I was gonna watch them by myself, but I was like, why not watch them and talk about them? You know. So if you don't know who this is, this is 3C, dope YouTuber. You should check him out. Get the news for yourself, I guess. But here we go.
We just talking
This is Batman and Man of Tomorrow update.
about Batman. We got now the DCU Batman to talk about. So we got more updates on Man of Tomorrow, which is funny because I feel like this isn't the update, but this part of the update we have been updated on like 5 times now, where I'm like, guys, just get to the casting announcement already. Because here again, we are being told, rumor, Wonder Woman is reportedly being cast in Man of Tomorrow.
I think that's interesting if they have her in there. How do I change the quality? I can't change it. Okay, whatever.
With James Gunn said to have met with the actress for the role ahead of the holiday. Now, that isn't the update, but every time for the past 4 times now we talk about Man of Tomorrow, it's Wonder Woman is in the movie. That seems pretty much a given. Again, it's coming from sources who have gotten stuff right.
Given? Interesting. What? Okay. I think that's pretty cool because I think one of the things that most people are putting against James Gunn's universe right now is just the fact that there's no characters. It's not really fleshed out yet. He's prioritizing a lot of random projects for these kind of niche projects that he likes to make.
So I can't wait to see when this happens. I mean,
I wonder who it is. It's going to be Alexandra Daddario. I feel like she's a little too old to do it, maybe.
It could be in a matter of weeks. We get announced who Wonder Woman in the DCU is. That is going to be an interesting day. I still remember when Gal Gadot was announced, and all the
y'all think
it wasn't even her acting ability. People, she's too skinny. Wonder Woman needs to have giant.
Like, yo, y'all want a muscle mommy for freaking Wonder Woman? I thought Gal Gadot was okay Wonder Woman. I don't know if her voice didn't throw me. Well, I guess when I first saw Wonder Woman, I wasn't really tapped in to like who Wonder Woman really was. So the voice kind of caught me off guard. Like I thought she was just supposed to be like a white woman, not some like Amazonian warrior. Amazonian.
People were mad she was not stacked. I remember reading all that online. And like, she doesn't even have big old thighs. She's muscular. Like,
holy goon, bro.
I remember, I think it was Sandra Bullock back in the day. Sandra Bullock said, okay, so I got to be careful when I look this up. Hopefully I didn't make this up.
Whoa.
Sandra Bullock said she would get a boob job to play Wonder Woman.
I think, okay, didn't know that, but I think we should have let Sandra Bullock play Wonder Woman. That's news to me, personally. I
remember this. Am I making this up? Sandra Bullock, desperate to be Wonder Woman under breast augmentation. These are the... I'm not going to remember my son's birthday, my wife's anniversary, when I graduated high school, but 2010, April 1st. Oh, look, and it was an April Fool's joke. I stored in my mind an April Fool's joke and carried that. This has been in my head, and I've thought of it as fact for 2010. How long has this been now? 16 years. 16 years, I believe this story.
That's crazy how knowledge can just... Ooh.
This deserves it. Ow, it's finally time.
It's crazy how knowledge can just carry. Like, you don't remember the goofiest things. Hey, no. But 3C, someone actually needs to take away your soundboard, bro. He abuses the soundboard so much.
Of course I remembered this because I talk about like, I'm like, how far would you go for a role? And I'm like, a boob job just to play one character? That's a big deal. And I'm like,
but no. But think about like how wide the doors would open for all the other types of characters that she could play if she got that boob job.
This my whole life. How old was I? I was 2010. Okay, I was a freshman in high school, so I was still learning the world. I still didn't realize about clickbait articles. I thought everything the internet told me was true.
That's that Gooner memory.
This is kind of embarrassing now, guys, okay?
Oh my god, bro, just exposed himself as a gooner.
Okay, yeah, Chris has been believing. I've been telling everyone I know too. I'm like, hey, I'm Chris. Hey, this is my wife. Did you know Sandra Bullock would get a boob
You
job?
know what's crazy? If there wasn't this freaking update right here, I would have believed it too, and I would have probably carried that on for the next 20 years.
Wonder Woman. Yeah, weird, right? Crazy lady. Okay, let's move on from that. I'm glad I can now. That's like an Inside Out. Whenever that memory can turn gray and disappear like Bing Bong. I need that to happen now because I need that space filled.
No, that's a core memory.
That's crazy that I've had that in my mind for this long.
That may instill it more in your brain. Like, what's the word I'm thinking of? That may reinforce that memory in your brain.
Okay. Moving on though, the part that was interesting about this, he does say, the article says, Batman is expected to be referenced, but will not physically appear in the film. The more we hear about Man of Tomorrow, the more it's sounding like a really big film. I don't even know where people were getting this, but I saw, let me see if I can find it. I saw someone, one of the update accounts, let's see, everything DCU, I think it was, one of the update accounts was saying that Man of Tomorrow is being treated like an Avengers film. Here it says, looks like Man of Tomorrow will be the first big event of the DCU, akin to the Avengers. I tried looking into like what their source was on that, or if that was just their opinion, but I get what they mean by that now in terms of like it's just big in scale.
They're gonna have a bunch of characters in it. I don't know if I'd like that. The Man of Tomorrow would be the first Avengers movie, because I feel like you could have had Winter Soldier was after the first Avengers, but I feel like Black Widow was in Iron Man before the Avengers, so it's like it's not like you can't have standalone. You can't have some people appear. Like, it doesn't have to be an Avengers level movie for some characters to come into different movies.
It's got Wonder Woman in there. Batman could be referenced. I feel like this could be the pivotal movie because I don't think I thought something would happen in Superman where we'd get a hint that it's like, we need a council. We need a group of heroes we can trust. We need justice in the form of a league.
Say that again?
Oh, I thought Crypto was gonna have that line, and it's like, oh, you talk, Crypto? What the heck? But no, nothing really happened like that. I thought they would do more with the whole superheroes who work for a corporation and have these like uniforms and are sponsored. They didn't do anything with that. And so maybe Man of Tomorrow will address some of those things, and we'll talk more about like who should we be dividing the power to? Should the government be the one telling the superheroes what to do, or should the heroes just take up that mantle themselves? Hopefully Man of Tomorrow then has that sort of step in the direction so that we can see the crumbs that lead us to the Justice League. Because like I said, Superman didn't really have that. No, they should just commit to the Justice Gang name. That would be. I was surprised the Justice Gang was still a thing by the end of the movie. But
I wonder how that's gonna.
Batman also then just being
because like what if? Because I'm sure the Justice League isn't going to invite the Justice Gang members into the Justice League. So I wonder how are they gonna feel? Actually, There's a Hawkman. He was in the Justice. Maybe they do. I don't know.
Reference and not shown up. I also do kind of like that. I'm not sure when Batman should show up. He's not showing up in Clayface. If they debut him in Clayface, I will be shocked. I think Batman will for sure be referenced or maybe like a figure talked about on the news in the Clayface movie.
I don't see why not.
But as far as actual appearance, my best bet was Man of Tomorrow. And if they're saying, no, he's not going to be here, but they will mention him, I wonder to what capacity or into what state, because again, this feels like a global threat. Brainiac coming in, about to destroy the world. Lex and Superman need to team up. Well, you got to think Batman's going to be like, well, I'm not leaving it up to you. Last time you cracked a city in half, dude.
But what is Batman realistically doing against Brainiac? without
So
plot armor.
I don't mind that. I like the idea of that. As we're talking about DC, let me talk about some other DC projects that have been coming up here. We've gotten some new updates of things that are moving forward, things that are not moving forward. Let me see if I can find the actual thing. Let me pull it up here to the side.
Wait, what does it say? In our... Is he actually this dude? Oh, I forget. He's not Ultron. I forget who he is, but he played someone else, like a villain, and he was pretty good. I could see him being Brain. He looks like... I'm not gonna say what I'm thinking, but
bookmarked.
He could be a good Brainiac.
Okay. We have gotten some small updates on what's been going on with a couple of projects. So here we have here. All right, so this is again from Snyder, same source, saying the Teen Titans movie and Sergeant Rock movie are both on ice for now. No. Okay, well, it doesn't mean they're canceled. It just means right now they're on hold. It says Teen Titans is having a conceptual problem, while Sergeant Rock has no director, no update.
Teen Titans could be
so weird. Again, I don't know why Sergeant Rock felt like such a priority to them. I get having Luca Guadagnino in there as a great director and so the great talent. You think he'd do something great, but to me, it just didn't feel like the movie that would catapult the DCU forward. It just felt more like a movie you do like once you get the big heroes out of the way. Once you get Batman, once you get Martian Manhunter, La Flash, Wonder Woman. Well, then you move on to some of these other characters and tell intertwined stories in the DCU. But Teen Titans, oh, dude, we were hearing so many updates about that, and I was like, finally, this is we'll see Blue Beetle again. I know Solo Maridonia has been waiting for that, but now I'm wondering, by the time Teen Titans happen, he ain't gonna be no teen. He's barely a teen in Blue Beetle. He was already going to college. That kind of sucks. Dude, yes, that's what I need too. Teen Titans with a T tower, with a glass T tower, just like in the show. Yes, and for somehow throw in the Teen Titans song in there. Teen Titans.
Oh, like a cinematic Teen Titans song would go crazy.
So that's what's been going on with it now. I'm still so curious. James Gunn's plan with everything changing with Warner Brothers. Another thing that just constantly happens with DC. Anytime there's a shift in power and shift in direction, there's also Warner Brothers about to be bought out and sold to a different company. And we know James Gunn's contract ends in 2027. That's I believe that's what they said. They said James Gunn 2027 DC contract. Unless that was another April Fool's joke I fell for.
I think they already came.
James Gunn and Peter Safran's contracts of the head of DC were extended following Netflix acquisition, now running through spring 2027. So he really only has a year and a half left. Like,
oh, they only gave him like a year extension?
How much more is he going to be able to get done? And what more plan is set? I know James Gunn has already talked about, because he said it in one interview, he has a plan set. He has like a 10-year or something so plan, and he doesn't know if he'll be the one to carry it out or someone else. So James Gunn...
if I'm not going to be the one to carry it out, I'm taking my 10-year plan with me. What the heck?
Could be let go, but his...
Oh, James Gunn, you better copyright that 10-year plan. That's
plans for what he was going to do could be moving forward. It's just funny now looking back on that video, the James Gunn Gods and Monsters, and like 20% of those projects ended up happening. These were all of them. Let's see which ones actually. So Superman and Peacemaker, those happened. Lanterns, thankfully. Authority, they can't figure out the story. Paradise Lost, no idea. Brave and the Bold, we're still hearing they might not even make Damian Wayne the Robin in this movie. When that was the plan.
I swear I just heard that they just hired someone on to write the script for this movie. So I think this movie's safe. This is an old video, so...
There's rumors that they're going maybe back to Dick Grayson or a different idea for the Robin in this. Booster Gold, dude, I wish I knew what was going on. Supergirl is coming out. Swamp Thing and Waller, don't no idea.
Oh, I love Swamp Thing. Bro, I will never forgive DC for not redoing Swamp Thing for season 2.
We'll see what happens though. Still very excited for the DCU. Really it's just like, I just wish we knew like the phases. At least Marvel, like.
All right, what's now? What we got next? Sebastian Stan officially cast as Harvey Dent.
Come on to some of the Batman news. So, I guess kind of with
had to make sure I was recording. Oh my gosh.
Not with a grain of salt, but we had heard, right? There was a report that went around that Sebastian Stan is in talks for a role with the Batman Part 2. It's not official yet, but because the Hollywood Reporter today with let me see, Harvey Dent put out like their kind of collection piece of news that have happened over the week. In their article, they just have it flat out saying, yeah, Harvey Dent, let me see if I can find it right here. Says, meet Harvey Dent, Sebastian Stan joining the Batman Part 2. So
do you guys? I don't know. I don't know if I like the casting. Okay, the casting's fine. I actually really like Sebastian Stan, but I don't know if we needed Two-Face in the Batman Part 2. Or maybe he's not gonna be whatchamacallit. Maybe he's not gonna be Two-Face. Maybe he could just be Harvey Dent. Which, if he is, that's fine. I actually don't have a problem with. But because I heard that, I thought they were doing something with Martha Wayne's past, and it's gonna be they're gonna go like deeper into the Arkham side, and we're also gonna see more of Bruce Wayne's side. Like not Dr. Psycho. One of the crazy. Who is the? Is it Dr. Arkham? Dr. Arkham. I don't know. I know one of like the crazy, or what's the other? Bro, why are there so many crazy doctors in Batman? Hugo Strange. I think it was either Hugo Strange or Dr. Arkham, one of the two. And I thought they were supposed to be one of the bigger villains in this movie.
This is the Hollywood Reporter, a big publication, one of the most official sources in Hollywood. It's saying Harvey Dent, Sebastian Stan, even though the article they link to says Sebastian Stan in Batman Part 2, who is he playing? So because of that, the internet went crazy with articles that were going officially Harvey Dent. I will say it's 99%, but it's pretty much he's Harvey Dent. So that's all I'm just putting, just in case tomorrow they come out and say he's actually flashback Thomas Wayne or something, even though they already had that role. Okay, let's talk about this now that it seems like he is Harvey Dent. A lot of stuff has kind of gone down in this that we got to talk about. So
let's talk about it.
We mentioned Scarlett Johansson was also someone that is in talks for the movie. And her role now seems pretty connected. Scarlett Johansson, Harvey Weinstein.
Wow.
Don't want to know what that search result is. It seems then people have figured out possibly who she could be playing. And it's looking again like we're doing an adaptation of The Long Halloween. Even though that's kind of what we heard the first movie is. Maybe this is just an extended part to it. In The Long Halloween, the wife of Harvey Dent is someone who has a big role in that story and is also a big reason for why Harvey ends up feeling lost, ends up feeling there is no hope in Gotham. What's the point? Everything I'm trying to do, the system is still corrupt and all this stuff. Now they're thinking she plays that role as Harvey's wife. And they're even going to include Harvey's dad, which was the Brad Pitt role we were hearing about, even though Brad Pitt passed on the role. But a Brad Pitt-like is set to play, let me see here.
What?
Someone in the movie, and it's going to be Harvey Dent's father. And I guess, so look, the movie's looking like it's going to be really focused on Harvey Dent in some aspect. Again, Brad Pitt passed on the role, but someone like him to give us flashbacks.
Meet Spedience, Gym Monster 2,
Oh, wow.
your all-in-one smart home gym.
I didn't know about this. I thought ScarJo was supposed to play the Phantasm. Is that what it's called? Is that what your name is? Scarlett. I thought she was rumored to be playing the Phantasm. I guess because I don't really know the story, but I know she like tricks Batman somehow. But I guess that's not what she's doing.
Okay, couple of things on this, because I had already had the people complaining. Okay, so we got Harvey Dent, and we in the same article they said the Joker will have a role in the movie.
Oh,
so
wow.
people are just like, oh, so they're just doing the Dark Knight again. Like that's what Christopher Nolan did. He had Two-Face, he had Joker, and he's doing this all over again with the Batman Part 2. I would argue, well, the Batman 1 had Penguin, it had Catwoman. Those were characters in Tim Burton's Batman Returns. Did Matt Reeves' The Batman feel like Batman Returns? No, right? It's all about how you use those characters and how you prop them up. Now, obviously,
Yes.
if Joker was the main villain and then Harvey Dent was the secondary antagonist villain, then yeah, I'd be with you too on like
I think it's more or less the actual movie, like how they go about it, and the fact that we've already just seen these characters, and especially because because I know a lot of people were hyping this movie up to have Mr. Freeze in it, a character we've never seen on screen before. So I think maybe people are more because that's how I feel. I would have probably rather seen Mr. Freeze than Two-Face again.
That's just a little too similar. I'd like to expand out the Batman Rogues Gallery and not just do the same 5-6 villains over and over, right?
Oh yeah.
But looking at the way that they use, like Carmen Falcone, they use Penguin, they use Riddler, and all these other characters, it's like I'm willing to see it. I still think Joker is going to be the Hannibal Lecter character, where Batman just is going to the prison and being like, "Is this guy with a coin? What do you know about that?" And he just gives him advice, right? And the Harvey Dent one, it's just such a good story, dude. Like I would say Christopher Nolan already did that story well, but I remember even with as much as I love The Dark Knight, I remember when watching that one being so disappointed that one, how little Two-Face we got, because he's only in it for like 5-10 minutes, and then they kill him off, and I'm like, no, I don't think Matt Reeves is one, killing off Harvey Dent in this movie, or two, I wouldn't be surprised if we go the whole movie and he doesn't turn into Two-Face.
Yeah.
The whole movie is just Harvey Dent centric, and that's when people then started bringing up, oh, so what if they pull a Penguin? What if they do that where, again, the Batman Part 2, all Harvey Dent, we start to see him as this great lawyer just trying to fight Gotham with the legal way.
Get a TV show?
Gets torn down, gets corrupted, gets broken, and the movie ends, but then we have a Penguin-like spin-off show where we see him turn into Two-Face. Now, I'm conflicted on that, man. I'm really conflicted on that because...
Yeah, because I'm not... Sorry, not to step on your toes, 3C, but it would just feel like you're just having the movie to then make a spin-off show instead of... I don't know, I guess.
As much as I love the Penguin, and I thought they did an amazing job with that kind of
Great
downfall,
TV show.
the Penguin was still the Penguin to me. He just became someone in power, and that's something that was implied at the end of the Batman, right? Because it says like the streets are now open, they're gonna be hungry for the taking, and you see the just Penguin looking like this is my chance, this is my opportunity. And so like the show getting the story
really
that's
good?
implied, I think is great. I think it's different with Two-Face. I want to see Two-Face's transformation and thing that happens to him in the movie. Not to say I wouldn't like it in the show, but then that just falls to me almost in the Disney Plus kind of era of Marvel. I'd really rather that happen in the movie.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't have to be the Batman Part 2. It could be Batman Part 3. I don't know. Am I wrong on that? Would you guys like no, go ahead, do the whole acid or burning or however he gets his origin in this world. Do it in the TV show, and then that way the next movie he already has the burnt face.
I don't know, because you could also see in the movie we could get the Harvey Dent, like the good rising to power, wanted to be a good lawyer, DA, all that, and then in the show he could be Two-Face. It's literally you get to see both sides of the character.
I don't know. I kind of like to be able to watch the movies as the movies and not have to be like, all right, son, here's Batman Part 1. Oh, no, not Batman Part 2 now. You gotta put on 8 episodes of The Penguin. This is vital.
Mm-hmm.
I feel the Penguin show is optional between Batman Part 1 and Batman Part 2. That's how I honestly see it. It's optional. It's a nice little cherry on top if you want. And of course you can recommend it. When it starts becoming required viewing is when I'm like, I don't know how I feel about that.
Oh yeah, I guess.
I don't know.
Because then you wouldn't be able to go from Batman Part 2 to Harvey Dent being normal, and then to Batman Part 3. If there was a show and he turned into Two-Face, then you would have to watch
Keep
that
using Disney
show.
Plus as a prerogative because that's what happened. Ignore the Disney Plus stuff. Jump from Endgame to then Doctor Strange 2. All right? Endgame, we saw Wanda lose the love of her life. The world was saved, and she has a conversation with, I forget who she has a conversation with, but she has a conversation with someone at the lake looking out, being like, we have to look for ourselves. Nothing at the end of Endgame implies Wanda is now bad, is now going to turn evil, or that she has children. Yep. But you jump to Doctor Strange 2, all of a sudden, doesn't care about Vision, doesn't mention him once, even though that's the thing that devastated her in Endgame, and instead is hell-bent on looking for these kids that we never heard.
If we keep it in a buck, in... oh, I don't even know if I should say this. In the MCU... Scarlet Witch, Wanda is low-key like Erica Kirk. She is the Erica Kirk of the MCU.
That's if you don't use the required viewing of WandaVision as the Disney Plus. That's what I mean. I want to be able to still watch the movie.
Say I'm wrong. Say I'm wrong. You can't. Oh, wait, you can't say I'm wrong because I'm right.
As go and have the information there. That's where I think Disney messed up, and that's where I think we saw a lot of oversaturation and people disconnecting with stuff. And that's what I mean. She has a conversation with Bubby. Who's Bubby? Hawkeye. Thank you. With Hawkeye. Yeah. But that's what I see. Like, okay, you're right. That's what I mean. It's like, I just don't, with the Penguin and all this, it still works. Because the end of the Batman, he's looking out at the city and Batman commentates the streets are now open for the taking. We know Penguin wants them. And so off screen, you can just imply, well, he took them. He's rising the ranks and he's there. And there we go. But now if you want to see that story and get a little bit more detail on it, pop on the Penguin on HBO Max and enjoy that. But it's not required. That, I know I complain about that a lot, but I think it makes a difference. That's all I'm saying. I think it makes a difference.
It does, for sure.
Okay. So all this to say, though, if it happens, I mean, can I also complain? 8 hours of seeing the Two-Face transformation unfold, that would be pretty wild. That would be probably really great television, especially with how good they did Penguin. Seeing all that happen would be good. So
we'd be
we'll see what ends up happening there. It's all left to Matt Reeves, man. Matt Reeves, he needs to post the GIF. He needs to post a little GIF just confirming it and having it out there. I can't wait to see what the design will end up looking at, because a lot of people don't like the design of the Joker. People are even upset with the design of the Riddler, even though I kind of like what they were going for with the Zodiac killer vibes and stuff like that. I like the look of the Matt Reeves world, so very curious what they would even make a Two-Face, and what would his origin be? Would it be someone throwing acid? Like, that's such a perfect aim for just get half a face. I like the Christopher Nolan one where he's like half gasoline, so he's burnt off this side. Like, that made sense to me. You even got the burnt suit to go with it. Yeah, I can't wait to see how they explain that, or how they make it happen.
Who knows?
So, you know what? I don't hate it either. I don't mind if they change it. I'm with you.
I don't like how he's like bubbly though.
I just think it's just because people are using that that Photoshop where they try to combine the Joker face. Not this one, but here, let me see if this one.
Like, look at that.
This is not what he actually looks like. This is taking one frame of his bottom half and one frame of his top half and combining it. He is not going to have a nose that huge. Although, hey, it's kind of like a clown nose, so why not? I think until we see like the full look, because again, this is a Photoshop combination making the nose look gigantic. That's probably more slightly accurate. I don't mind it. I need to see him out of the prison outfit. How green is his hair? And a little bit more, like his acting, I liked it though. That was creepy in that scene when he was like just getting all horny with the Riddler's things. He's like, oh, yes, Batman. This guy likes you, just like I like you, Batman.
I don't like
this is why you're in here.
Ow, that hurt.
You didn't commit crimes. You creep me out, man. That's why I put you in here. So we'll see. I can't wait to see what they do with that. They should do that Arkham show. Yeah, I wonder what happened to that. They said they just couldn't figure it out. So
what we got next? Reports of new Sony Spider-Man deal. I didn't even know this happened.
To this Spider-Man story. So we got a really interesting report coming out about Sony. This is coming from Daniel RPK, and he was letting us know. Let me see if I can find the first part of it. He was letting us know that I don't know if you guys remember, Olivia Munn. I think it was Olivia
Munch?
Oh no, it was Olivia Wilde. Oh. Olivia Wilde, long time ago, was announced she was going to be making a Spider-Woman movie. I think the Jessica Drew version of the character and have a film just because Marvel was on. I mean, Sony was on this high of give everybody spin-off, and this was one of them. Well, Daniel RPK came out and said that this movie's dead, not happening. Shocker with everything going on, but instead that Sony are reportedly now open to sharing characters they own with Marvel and Disney.
Oh,
Okay, this is kind of a big deal, and this could
that could be big.
start some really exciting stuff or some really poor stuff coming into the Spider-Man universe post Secret Wars. It is a vague statement. I read what Daniel RPK said. It's not like a full article and whatnot. So like we could really kind of speculate to what exactly he means by that. But to give you an example, Ryan Coogler recently came out and talked about this. Ryan Coogler wanted Kraven the Hunter for the first Black Panther movie. That's who Ulysses Claus, what's his name? Oh, I forget his name. But you know, he played Gollum and he's the butler in the Batman. But his character wasn't supposed to be in the movie. Instead, his role was supposed Andy Serkis, thank you guys. Andy Serkis. Instead, his role was supposed to be for Kraven. They were going to have Kraven as part of the movie, and he was going to be the guy stealing vibranium, giving it out, and causing a problem. Because in the comics, Kraven is someone who frequent goes to Wakanda, steals vibranium, and does stuff like that.
Oh, I
But
like that
when
idea.
They asked Sony for permission for Kraven. They said, no, we're doing stuff with him. You can't have a Marvel. No. And, well, how are you going to tell Ryan Coogler no? How are you going to tell one of the best directors in Hollywood no? But at the time, he didn't make Sinners yet, so I get it. But it's like one of those things. Think about all the potentials of things we could have had and stuff that could have happened of characters to
Popping
have filled
up.
out the
Yeah.
MCU and make it feel more lively or more connected. And I think that only benefits Spider-Man too, because, dude, introducing Kraven in Black Panther and then Kraven like popping up as a villain in like a Spider-Man movie, I think that's just a benefit for Sony, but they didn't see it that way at the time. They were too focused on Morbius, Venom Web, and whatnot. Now it's saying here they are open to stuff like that. They're open to sharing their characters, and they're open for things to go. I still don't know exactly though what that means. Like, are they just gonna? So like, if Ryan Coogler, he's making Black Panther 3. If Ryan Coogler comes out and says, "Hey, I want Kraven now this time," they're like, "Okay, sure." But what does that mean then for Sony? Because what does Sony get out of it? Is there like a new deal in terms of, all right, we just get a little bit of change for you using our character? Or is it like, all right, but Black Panther now needs to be in,
Oh no.
in Spider-Man? Are they going to go back to spin-off movies, but instead they're going to give more control to Marvel about it? Because that's what one person here was speculating, where they're saying Sony isn't just more open. They're essentially fully integrating into the MCU, especially after Beyond the Spider-Verse releases. Expect to see Spider-Man's entire gallery in the MCU post-Secret Wars.
Imagine being able to build an app with your name on it, just by thinking about it. Meet Base 44, a complete
Again,
Dude, you know how lucky we are? My fault. I didn't. I normally cut the ads out, but I'm trying to do this thing where I don't like how many pauses I do in the middle of videos. So I'm trying not to do too many cuts. But do you know how lucky we are that Kingpin is not in the Sony deal, bro? Bro, we would probably never. We wouldn't have got the Daredevil. Well, we probably would have got the Daredevil show, but it wouldn't have been as good. Like they're. Oh wow,
I
that's
want to
crazy.
know what that means.
Because I feel
in
like he's
terms of, like,
mostly a Spider-Man villain.
are we still going to be getting solo villain movies? Like, could we be getting a Rhino movie, but this time it's actually Kevin Feige handles the story, handles the direction, and the way it fits into the MCU, and then Sony gets to release it out.
I'd hope not.
I don't know if I want that.
personally.
Why can't we just have Rhino fight Spider-Man, right? Why can't we just have Green Goblin fight Spider-Man? I'm hoping it's just in that kind of Kraven the Hunter situation where it's just using the characters and maybe in return Sony, Marvel gives them a character or more. But I mean, they already have so many characters in this new one. They got Mark Ruffalo's the Hulk. They got Punisher, John Bernthal in there. They could probably get Daredevil if they wanted to, but they haven't. If they're doing the whole, like, Sadie Sink is rumored to be a mutant, some sort of X-Men,
Yeah,
like
Jean
if she
Grey.
is Rachel Summers or Jean Grey or whatever, that's a lot of MCU characters that they're just letting Sony have some fun with in terms of their story. You would think Marvel would get something out of it, right? We need Black Cat. Yeah, Black Cat would be good. I hope we still see a Black Cat and Silver Sable. I do too, but I want them in a story with Spider-Man. To me, the thing that makes those characters interesting is interacting with Spider-Man. They're not as interesting by themselves. Like a Sandman movie, okay, sure, you could do a story about Flint Marko, him just trying to raise money for his sick daughter. That's something you could go in there, but I think it creates a nice conflict when Spider-Man tries to put you in jail, locks you up, and then your daughter does end up dying of a sickness because you couldn't get the money to help her out because you were in jail because Spider-Man arrested you. That creates good conflict and stuff for you to be able to fight on. So I don't know. I'm curious what this all means. I'd really be open to your guys' interpretation. A proper Sinister Six movie, I wouldn't necessarily mind that. I'd still rather.
I don't think there should ever be a standalone Sinister Six movie. That's terrible.
Be built up. Let's see here. What's your ideal symbiote saga in the MCU, Chris? Oh, dude. I would want to do really nothing with the Tom Hardy movies. Like I've already said it. I want them to just ignore that No Way Home ending with that because they've already ignored all the other post credits with Venom and whatnot. So I don't want the symbiote to act the way it did with Tom Hardy. I would want them to create new lore. I would want it to be where Spider-Man gets it first, and then it goes on to somebody else because that way the symbiote gives them Peter's memories, Peter's secrets, and then Venom is supposed to be like how he is in the comics where he gets Spider-Man's powers. He doesn't just randomly happen to have alien goo abilities that mimic Spider-Man. Because if you remember, Tom Hardy's Venom doesn't have any of the powers of Spider-Man. He just copies a lot of them. So he doesn't cling onto walls like a spider. He just claws onto a wall like the Hulk would. He doesn't shoot out web. He just shoots out symbiote goo. I don't know. And he didn't even have the white spider. 3 movies and no white spider.
True. I would like to see them do the original Spider-Man story because I watched a video the other day and it said that the 90s Spider-Man show, like every single interpretation of Venom after the 90s Spider-Man show is just wrong. Like it's not what the comics, like how the original symbiote was, because it was, I think he got the symbiote and the symbiote was like good. But for some reason, Spider-Man didn't want to use it. And the symbiote's, because the symbiote's not bad in itself, right? It was the fact that it got onto, whatchamacallit, Eddie Brock. Eddie Brock made the symbiote evil. The symbiote isn't evil by itself. So I think they should do something like that because honestly, it turns Spider-Man into kind of the bad guy because it's just like this symbiote is wanting to do good, but it's a symbiote alien thing, and you're like, oh, get it off me, and now you're causing all this harm to someone who actually wants to do good. But I think Spider-Man just didn't want to use it for some reason. I know my memory's not serving right now, but it's definitely deeper than that. But I would like to see that because we always think the symbiote's bad, and it originally wasn't bad.
Who should play Eddie Brock in the MCU? I would have liked Alan Ritchson, but I think he's too old. He's too old now.
Yeah, for sure.
Jacob Elordi would be kind of cool. I wouldn't mind him as like a Eddie Brock.
Jacob Elordi get everything, bro. Did you guys see? Oh my, Jacob Elordi is just so blessed. Oh, look at this. Jacob Elordi. Look, I didn't even watch this movie. Margot Robbie. I never even watched this movie. I don't even think I could. Where's the picture? Where is the picture? It's this. This isn't even what I'm saying he's lucky about. Oh, this, bro. I mean, he's so blessed. What a guy, man. What was I gonna say? But Margot Robbie and whatchamacallit, Haley Steinfeld's wives, Josh Allen and Margot Robbie's husband, they gotta have like a AA meeting for each other, bro. They are going through it with Haley Steinfeld and Sinners, and now Margot Robbie with this. I don't even know the context. I don't need the context. That's bad. Woo-hoo!
Doc Ock
Couldn't be
solo
me.
movie. Yeah, so we'll see what ends up happening. But hey, it's good to know that Sony's realizing we can't just keep making spin-offs. We're hurting our own brand. It gets to a point. Well, they've seen it with every Spider-Man spin-off they would make. Less and less money was coming in. They were hurting their own brand. I honestly just don't know. Like, Sony, seriously, make Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man 4. Make Andrew Garfield's Spider-Man 3. The world is about to get 2 different Batmen. Robert Pattinson's and the DCU's. Just do it. Just you'd be so the
think they would
amount
come
you'd
back
make
for
$1
it?
billion easily. I don't know about
Easy.
Andrew's movie. I know we live in a bubble
Watch your mouth. Andrew is the best Spider-Man, and he deserved a Spider-Man 3.
and all that. Toby's movie would easily make the Billy. Andrew's, I think you could pop 600 mil. That's still a lot of good. That's more than Morbius and Madam Web. Do it, Sony. But they ain't gonna do it. They ain't gonna do it. Don't you dare say that unless Toby dies in Doomsday. Oh, I did have another story. Good. I didn't have that on the agenda. We'll talk about that here in a sec.
Oh.
All right, but yeah.
I guess we'll be getting to that shortly. What does that even mean?
So another report going around is the cancellation of Blade. Huh?
There ain't
What?
never gonna be another
All right, now this is
Blade.
coming from Jeff Snyder, that I know is a source we don't like to use, but he's been on a roll, admittedly, and has had a lot of stuff come to fruition. Like I was telling you, he was even hinting that the Harvey Dent casting was coming 2 days before we heard the Sebastian Stan stuff. So that's why I even pay attention to the things he says. And now in his report, he's saying that Blade is rumored to be canceled at Marvel. They're just not going to go through with the Blade movie.
What does this emoji mean? I see this next to a lot of Twitter accounts, but I never know what it
Instead,
means.
Marvel wants to pivot to a Midnight Suns movie. So, again, take it with a grain of salt. And if anything, I think we've been hearing, what is it, like for a year now, that Blade just might not be a movie that's happening, or at least that they just keep pushing it. Like this film that got announced in 2019. We're in 2026 now, and it was all the way back in 2019 that this got announced. Like, it's been a long time now. 7 years. Okay, thinking about how we feel about this one, I definitely feel bad for Mahershala Ali, because I think he turned down so many roles in waiting to be ready to start filming this thing, because that's how it works in Hollywood. And that was one of the rumors of his frustration, where he's like, am I going to film this thing or not? I got roles lining up, opportunities, but because I have to keep my schedule open, because at any time Marvel can start making this thing, I haven't been able to get them. We figured that was starting to go away when then he started showing up in movies again with like Jurassic World Rebirth. He was in another film, I can't remember, but his schedule is rolling again, and it could be because Marvel either finally told him, hey, just go do you, man. We'll tell you if we ever get this thing off the ground.
Just go do you.
He's also aged 7 years. Okay, like Blade, isn't he supposed to be like it's half vampire guy? So I'm thinking he's supposed to be looking rather young. It's just a missed opportunity. I think they really did this wrong, but at the same time, we do have to give somewhat props for Feige for not just rushing this thing, not just making it happen for the sake of making it happen. I'd rather it be on hold and get made when it needs to happen, in terms of like the story's right, that fits within the story of the MCU.
If they're really not gonna have this movie, and I guess this Midnight Suns movie comes first or something, they gotta have him in there in some capacity, bro. I get he may not be able to play Blade anymore, but you gotta have him in Blade somehow.
Instead of just forcing it,
Midnight
and
Suns
then it's
movie.
like all that for nothing, right? As far as pivoting towards a Midnight Sun movie, okay, I actually kind of like that idea, and I think that's
True.
something that I wish.
Because a lot of the characters, because they're saying, well, we don't know when we'll see Blade. But apparently, they're saying Moon Knight may not ever come back. I didn't know Doctor Strange was a part. Actually, I did because of the game. But Doctor Strange. Who else? You can have not Swamp Thing. Who's the other one? Man Thing is out, and then you can have Werewolf by Night in there. I'm pretty sure I'm forgetting some other people. I don't know.
DC would have done with their DCU. I think now the days of building up to an Avengers style movie is really hard to do, because you know why? Take a look at Thunderbolts. We talked about this. Thunderbolts, unfortunately, was one of those movies that just did not make the money or get as much attention as Marvel hoped. And that was really bad because Thunderbolts, pretty great movie, really enjoyable. But it's one of those films that has an Avengers buildup to it. It's a movie where it's a culmination of a bunch.
Well, they should have known when they were building up to the Avengers, like an Avengers type movie, that they don't have an Avengers. They don't have Avengers type character. So it's like,
of characters from different films and different projects all getting together. And that actually might have been one of the reasons it didn't do so well, because who watched the one season of Falcon and Winter Soldier,
Me.
watched the second Ant-Man movie,
Me.
the solo Black Widow movie,
Me.
and all this other stuff for them to come together? Some
Me.
people might have felt left down there just like, I'm just not on that Marvel train anymore. I don't know. Even though I don't think
so in reality, they just lost the casual viewer money, which I mean, I guess. But
you needed to do that for this. It
once
just-
you start pandering to the casual viewer, that's when the quality goes down. I'm telling you. So, I mean, I guess there's two sides to the coin, but you should always be making movies for the fans, never for. I don't know.
What I'm saying is maybe now pivoting to team up movie first and then branching solo projects, I think is the better way to go. I think it's a way that would make a lot more sense. Like I said, DC, I think they should have gone on that road. I know it would be crazy to start your new universe with a Justice League movie, but why not?
It would have made $1 billion for sure.
They were going to do one with George Miller way back in the day before it got canceled. Why not just start your universe with a Justice League movie? James Gunn wants to have it be a fulfilled, connected universe already pre-built. Do that and then branch off into your different projects. I don't know. I think that would have worked. And so with them doing that with Midnight Suns, I feel like it could happen. Now, again, a little flawed in my logic, because if we go based off this photo and they have people like Punisher, what's Moon Knight, Doctor Strange, all that. Well, these are characters that have shown up in other projects and would feel like a build-up thing. But if they don't treat it like a build-up and it's just like, here's the team, here they are, and if whoever you like, we'll start giving them solo movies. And we'll give Blade his own adventure. We'll do a prequel to before he was in the Midnight Sun. So I actually don't mind that idea. I like it. I would still, like a solo Blade movie. I'd like a solo Ghost Rider movie. As far as like Moon Knight goes, I just don't know if that's something that'll happen again. Is this where Doctor Strange goes post Secret Wars? I don't think he'll be one of the characters they recast. A lot of people are going to be recast and replaced, I think, when Secret Wars comes. I don't think Doctor Strange will be one of them.
Ooh, I should do a tier list on who's going to be recast or who I want to get recasted.
This could be why they're propping up Punisher now and Spider-Man, giving him the movie debut instead of keeping him a TV show. We'll see what happens, but dude, what a year what a story to first get revealed. Hey, Blade dead. We tried, y'all. We should have seen this coming, but dang. I feel bad for those fans that waited those 7 years. Like, any day now, any year now, they're gonna announce
That is a little tough. Oh my goodness.
Avengers
What we
Doomsday.
got?
Well, there's a lot of updates with
Someone new will lift Mjolnir. Oh my goodness, how long is this video so far? 40. Oh my goodness, this might be my longest video ever.
Avengers Doomsday. So many that are just like probably BS rumors, but there is one that caught my eye that I feel could be kind of real. Let me see if I can get the exact tweet out. This has been going around, and it's by somebody who is posting a lot.
Yo, can we stop this? Twitter has changed the like button. No, they didn't. Shut up. I hate
This
that.
has been
because I
going
always
around.
fall for it.
And it's by somebody who is posting a lot of supposed leaks about Avengers Doomsday. Some of the stuff ended up looking real, but I also just don't know how much to trust that account because I don't know much about them. But either way, they had it here that a new character will reportedly wield Mjolnir in a fight against Doctor Doom in Doomsday. It will not be Thor. It will not be Steve Rogers. Okay, I like this because it lets us speculate then who from the chair video is worthy enough to wield Mjolnir. And so let's just pull up that Doomsday chair reveal, and then let's go through it. And let's say who is and isn't worthy. Because
I don't know why
think,
Cyclops was my first option, but
just like with my versus video, might be some hot takes. Doomsday cast. All right, let's see here. All right, well, we know Chris Hemsworth, Thor, worthy. All right, that makes sense. He's Thor. He wields it. Okay. Vanessa Kirby. Invisible Woman. I'm gonna say yeah. I think she's worthy. There isn't really something in her to me that would make me think, oh, she's got a little evil in her. The only thing was in the Fantastic Four, and I did like this line a lot, where she's pregnant, she's about to give birth, and the Silver Surfer's coming after her, and then she goes, "Johnny, kill her!" That was the only time. On there it says
know.
no, she can't kill and whatnot. I think, to me, yeah. I say thumbs up. I like that. Someone said no.
Invisible Woman is insanely strong. She's so powerful, bro. But I don't
Give me
know.
a reason why not. Genuinely, I'm not saying you're wrong. I just like.
I actually
what
don't have a reason.
And just the movie version. Don't bring out a comic book or anything like that. But, well, technically, in issue 405, Invisible Woman did pick it up or didn't pick it up. Give me a reason. I feel like it. And also,
See it.
okay, if she doesn't use her hand, could she use her like her invisible lifting powers? Like, could she create a little plate
levitation?
underneath it and lift it? Does that count? Does that not count? Is that separation enough? I don't know. I'm gonna say yes. Invisible Woman can. I don't think she'll be the character, but I think she can. All right.
I wouldn't like this. Please say no.
Anthony Mackie. Anthony.
You didn't have to laugh, bro.
You know, this is funny because I'm gonna say Anthony Mackie himself probably can't lift it. Let's just be real, right? I love those photos of him where he's just got the. He's got that secret smile going on. But okay, we're not talking about Anthony Mackie. We're talking about him as Sam Wilson.
Oh, maybe Deadpool.
I want to say yes, because if you're Captain America and you've earned the right to be Captain America, well, then you should be able to. You should be pure of heart or whatever it is a requirement to lift it the same way Steve Rogers did.
I don't know, bro.
But then again, Sam Wilson will be the first one to tell you, I'm not Steve. I'm not like him. I'm not, you know?
I don't know. It's just like for someone to pick up Mjolnir, I like to think of them as a very powerful character, and I don't know.
I feel like he could.
Like a normal human? Well, Steve's not a normal human, though. Falcon is a normal human, just picking up what is it? A god's weapon, bro?
I'm going to say he could.
A Norse god's weapon? No.
Okay, Winter Soldier, nah. Too much blood on those hands. I know he was mind controlled. I know all this.
Mjolnir would slip out
I
of his
think
hands
he
with
still
all the
has a
blood
lot
on his hands.
of torment, a lot of turmoil. But then again, let's think about this comic book wise. Probably can't lift it with his human hand. Can he lift it with his Winter Soldier hand? That's a metal object. It's not a living, breathing thing. But then again, Tony did try it in Age of Ultron with wearing his Iron Man hand, but that has a human hand in it. Is that different, right? Could Winter Soldier lift it because he has the inanimate object hand?
I'd hope not.
I'm still going to say no. But that's something to think about, right?
Okay.
I'm going to say no on Winter Soldier. Okay. Another tough one, man. Like, these are just characters that I've never
Is this Okoye?
really thought about.
Latita? Who's Latita? Latita? Who's it? Oh, is it Shuri? I thought that was Ironheart. Okay, Shuri. I guess I'm just not a big fan of Shuri as Black Panther.
About
but
whether they
I
wield
like Shuri
Mjolnir.
as Shuri.
I did get a lot of flack. Well, I didn't get a lot of flack. I got like 1 or 2 comments, but to me, that's a lot. Okay, I'm sensitive. When I was like, I just want to see Black Panther back in these movies, and you're like, Shuri is Black Panther, Chris. Okay, you're right. You're right. But she's a totally different kind of Black Panther, and the kind of Black Panther she is, they're not even using it in the movies. In the comics, she's a gadgety Black Panther. She's a very high tech, very smart, tactical kind of Black Panther. Where, you know, T'Challa was more, you know, a brawl. He was still very smart, too. He was very intelligent, but wasn't as gadget heavy based and all that
Who's Latino? Right?
stuff. With this, though, I don't know. I feel like there's a lot of hate in her heart, but then she didn't go through with killing Namor, so that would offer some restraint.
Isn't that?
Let me see what y'all. A lot of y'all say no. Girl's a genius. Yeah, just being a genius, though, doesn't make you being like, look at Tony Stark. Genius doesn't mean he can lift Mjolnir, right? I'm gonna say no for now.
No.
Come on now, Ant-Man. Ant-Man ain't gonna do it. Ant-Man goon too much probably. That's what disqualify him.
Oh wow.
I said what
Goon?
I said.
You think Ant-Man's
We
a
love
gooner?
Ant-Man, but he's he's like us. We wouldn't be able to lift Mjolnir. I wouldn't be able to lift it. You commenting right now not doesn't mean we're evil people. It just means, hey, maybe we didn't leave a tip that one time we were at the restaurant. Maybe when we were finished grocery shopping, we didn't put our cart back where it was supposed to go. We just left it there at the parking lot, right? You know, doesn't mean we're evil. That last one might mean you're evil, though. I'm just saying. But I'm gonna say no. Okay.
Why?
What,
No.
bro?
Come on now.
If you right now are about to tell me why, if you're about to be one
US
of the people
soldier?
that tells me that U.S. agent can lift it,
Oh, U.S. agent. My bad.
bend over. I'm gonna spank you.
Oh!
You need to be taught a lesson. No. I knew it. I knew it. People over here. Oh, y'all. The
Yo.
way some of y'all immediately said no for Sam Wilson, Shuri, but U.S. agent. That's my Captain America.
Oh! Sorry.
No, come on.
Focus.
This guy, no. Someone said, I hate that so many of y'all are saying yes. No, the answer is not going to happen, okay? I totally get, though, sympathizing with U.S. agent, because, again, he's more relatable in the sense that he's a broken guy. He's someone who got the serum, and the little bad part of him got enhanced more, like it was feared whenever they were going to give the serum to Steve Rogers. Remember, they told him, be a good man. Little bit bad, go big bad. Little bit good, turn real good. You know, like, to the no. I still like U.S. Agent. I can't wait to see what he does in Doomsday.
really
He ain't
do like
lifting
US
Mjolnir.
Agent.
If he
I mean,
does,
I thought his character was
shocked.
pretty
That
funny.
would be crazy. All right, let's move on. Namor, no. Namor,
Tenochtitlan
he was trying.
Muerta?
He killed Mama Black Panther.
Mama
No.
Black Panther.
I know you're trying to protect your people, but that's a pretty harsh king. I love Namor a lot. He can't lift Mjolnir.
Parents of children
Eben
who play
Moss,
Roblox.
The Thing?
If your child was sexually exploited,
Oh, my bad.
Ben. Ben Grimm.
I don't see why not so far.
I want to say yes. I feel like there's no reason to. I mean, the guy was pretty chill about turning into a rock, and he's still friends with the guy who did that to him. He's saving people. He's been through a lot. Part of me, real quick, no. A lot of y'all saying no to Ben, but y'all said yes to U.S. Agent. How'd that
I
work?
feel like it just looks so wonky seeing the big hulky thing using Mjolnir.
50-50 on this, you know? But here's the thing.
Say that again?
Say that again.
I gotta shorten that soundbite. I'm gonna give it a maybe. I'm leaning towards yes, but I think I'm gonna go more maybe. All right, who's next?
Shang-Chi?
No,
Why
nothing
couldn't
against
Shang-Chi?
Shang-Chi, but I think that's another like everyday man kind of person, just like Ant-Man. I like Shang-Chi. I think he honorable. I cannot wait to see his fight scenes and his interaction.
You cannot compare freaking Shang-Chi to Ant-Man. Oh, why is there no sound? Sorry.
Shang-Chi, and he was one of the first. It was one of the first times in the MCU where was like, I can't wait to see him interact with the Avengers. I can't wait to see that character again. And finally, it's gonna happen. I wish he's gotten his second movie. I just think he's a little bit of a jokester. I just think he's got a side to him where that's why I laughed. But yeah, I don't think it'd be like Ant-Man. It's just
So we're gonna say Shang-Chi is more of a jokester than the joke of Thor. I know he's gonna be more serious in Doomsday, but Ragnarok Thor was maybe the biggest, not clown, but like a goofball, biggest goofball in the MCU for a while. So
like an everyday man. It's not necessarily
He
he's
can
a bad
still be
guy.
worthy.
He's just this is one of us. Just a chill dude, right? Like his apartment in the opening of the movie just screamed chill guy. You know? Chill guy don't lift Mjolnir. Honorable men lift Mjolnir. Florence Pugh. No, sorry.
Black Widow?
It's the too much blood on their hands. All the missions that they've done, all the people that they've killed. Even if she's turned a new leaf and gone better, I mean, the whole point of Thunderbolts is that she's so depressed with her life because she was just doing a bunch of missions for like the money instead of like for purpose, and that's what she like. That's her arc at the end of Thunderbolts, right? Is she finds purpose. So, love you, Lena, but no, she can't. Kelsey Gray. Oh,
Beast. We haven't seen Beast in a while.
Now this one's a little bit of toughie in terms of like my knowledge bank with him, because are we just going with the 5 minutes of footage we saw of him in X-Men The Last Stand? Are we including Nicholas Holt's version? Is that supposed to be within the same type of, is that the same character that was just the younger version, now we're older? But I think he should be able to, right? I think Beast could. He's just an intelligent guy. He's smart. I think he's nice. But then again, didn't the reason he turned into Beast is because he was ashamed of himself, trying to get rid of the mutant gene, trying to cure it instead of embracing it? That could be a thing. A person who wields Mjolnir needs to be sure about themselves. So maybe that's a no. Okay, Sentry. Again, I feel bad for my boy here,
Bob.
but he ain't gonna lift it. He did crack. He did meth.
Oh.
That was a plot point in Thunderbolts.
I guess.
He's got demons. He's sad there, and especially even just being connected to the Void, I think also just instantly disqualifies him because he has that in him. Y'all are just recency bias. So many of y'all. Yes.
What if he got rid of the
You
Void
sure about that?
side of him?
You sure about that? Actually, Sentry someone said could maybe lift from pure strength alone. That could be a cool moment.
No.
See, to me, I'm just avoiding the pure strength. I'm just going on the honorable thing. Because I'm like, Hulk didn't even get to really lift it in Avengers when he tried doing it. I know there's characters through pure strength that maybe could lift it, but I'm just going in this sense of honorable. But yeah, I don't think so. I don't think so. All right, Danny Ramirez. Again, I think he falls into that everyday man kind of vibe. Not that I don't think he would be honorable. I know you guys say he my twin and I look like him. Like, child, stop. I had one person comment that to me once, and I'm just like
Never
Sandra
gonna let it
Bullock
go.
boob job. Never gonna forget it. Never gonna forget it. Like, what's your son's birthday? I don't know.
You know what's crazy?
Someone
If
said
we didn't see that video earlier, we would not understand that.
I look
at all.
like Danny Ramirez though, and he with Jessica Alba now.
Is he? No way. I thought Jessica Alba had a husband. Oh wait. He's the fuck. Jessica. No way. No! It's not fair! It's not fair! Oh my gosh. Oh my, get it off. Get it off my screen. I'm done. Some people are so blessed, man. I just gotta tell you.
That's gonna be a tier list video one day. It's me if I tanned, and I if I tanned, and I if I lost weight. Someone said it, man. I don't know. Oh, Chris, you look like this guy, and I didn't cry tears. Like, hurt my lung. Nothing like. But someone did.
Okay, they didn't have to say you look nothing. Okay. I actually could see.
I'm so Joseph Quinn. Other thing, Human Torch. No, that one. He's a womanizer, ladies' man. Does all these other things.
Ain't no wrong with that though.
He's got the Tony Stark kind of personality to him. So no, he wouldn't be able to lift it as much as I like Human Torch.
David Harbour.
No, Red Guardian. No, dude. Think of how many war crimes he's committed. He was our freaking arch nemesis. He was Russian Captain America, and now he's almost actual Captain America on the Avengers.
I just realized the people who are probably going to be able to who theoretically could, are at the end of this row. We're just going through all the people who
Red
can't.
Guardian cannot. We are the Thunderbolts.
No.
Winston Duke here. Okay, M'Baku.
And Baku could not, bro.
I don't know, man. I want to say Black Panther 1.
Yeah, Black Panther 1. He was a pretty like noble guy.
M'Baku,
Actually.
no. But Wakanda Forever M'Baku, I feel like yes.
I feel like in
Right?
both
And
he
he's
was pretty
king of
noble.
Wakanda, he's serving people. Feels like he's put aside some of his evil tension ways. No, he's vegetarian, so no. I knew it. Somebody was gonna bring that up. Said no, he's vegetarian. I guess maybe meat eating would be part of the equation, right? All right. I would say no, I guess then too. All right, y'all gonna have to help me out there. Who the Hannah John Kent? Am I on the wrong video?
This is a new announcement.
How come that name isn't ringing a bell to me?
I'm guessing it's X-Men or
Oh,
something.
Ghost. Ghost.
Oh.
Okay. No, because she was a villain, right? So she already did her bad deeds, was evil, and she like was one of the biggest mercenaries. Like she was killing a lot of people for Val or Miss Valentine, whatever her name was. Okay, now this is the one people are gonna want to debate on because the rumor that the whole reason we're talking about this and going through it, some people were the rumor was that it'd be Loki. It'd be Loki who got to pick it up and will do this with Doctor Doom. And so that's why people right now are going to spam in the chat. Yes, 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 yes. Okay, now this could be a situation where they've earned it over time. And a lot of characters could probably earn it over time. Do I think Loki has maybe done that? I want to say yes. I think he has earned it,
so.
especially if we're talking about Disney Plus Loki and the one who's gone through all those things. I'm going to say he has earned the ability to lift Mjolnir. I think that actually works. I mean, dude sacrificed his life to sit for eternity on a chair. I think he can lift a hammer, if not just to do one nail on a wall, right?
And it would be kind of
so-
cool because he's Thor's brother.
Yes, I will say yes if it is the Loki from Disney Plus.
stepbrother
If
or
it's any
whatever.
other Loki, no.
What other Loki?
Patrick, this is a hard one.
I would not like to see Patrick Stewart, freaking Professor X, using Mjolnir from the X chair. That would be so lame.
Because part of me wants to say yes, right? Because he's like the Mr. Rogers of mutants. But at the same time, Mr. Rogers didn't hand you an AK-47 and said, go shoot that guy.
Why does he abuse that sound?
Am I wrong? I mean, come to my school, learn. But you're going to fight for me. And you're going to fight for our kind. Someone said he'll lift it with his mind. He doesn't have telekinesis. He's telepathic. He could lift it with his legs. Bro, straight to jail.
Could Magneto pick up Mjolnir?
That's
is
something
Mjolnir
Deadpool
metal?
would say to him. Think you can lift it with your legs?
I don't know. What is Mjolnir made
I
out
would
of?
say like you think yes, but I'm gonna say no. I think he's got well intentions. He's a good guy. He means well, but I think he's also made some really tough sacrifices and some really tough choices that disqualify him. Particularly like the whole way he handled Jean Grey in like the early X-Men movies and just suppressing her mind and not ever really letting that out. He did it with good intention, but did it actually ended up working, right? No.
Magneto.
I was about to say something.
Oh, wow.
You'd like to because he's gone through so much, right? But I mean, he's also murdered a lot of regular people. I mean, I'm gonna say, I know it's made of metal and whatnot, but again, we're going off that. But I guess I was talking about inanimate objects. Fine, if you want to talk about the metal, he could lift it. But in terms of just grabbing it and holding it, no. But sure, he could lift it with metal. I was just meaning in terms of like that, but that would be crazy. Then, but would that be a cool fight scene? That actually would be a cool fight scene. Just Magneto
controlling
standing
it?
off to the side like this, and the Mjolnir just
like his Marvel Rivals combo, but with Mjolnir would be tough.
and him just aura farming.
Bro, stop touching it! Stop touching the soundboard, brother. Oh my god.
It's not metal. Okay, that's what I thought too. It's made of like some special material, right? Because I know there's like a reason he wouldn't be able to. So yeah, thank you guys. We just went through that whole argument for nothing. Jeez. Alan Cumming,
Nightcrawler.
Nightcrawler.
No.
No, he tried to kill the president. That was literally the opening of. Was he mind controlled though? I don't remember. But that's how that movie opened. X2. Rebecca. Is it Romain?
Who that?
Roman? Mystique. Okay. No.
I thought Mystique was just Jennifer Lawrence. Wait, what? Mystique. X-Men. Did they recast her? Which X-Men was she in? Was she in the original X-Men? Oh no, I don't think she was. What is this? X-Men First Class. Okay, yeah, she wasn't in the original X-Men. Okay. That's interesting. I thought she was in the original X-Men. So they're bringing back the original Mystique. Wow. Oh.
I don't even know why I had to think about that. No. Okay.
I could see
James Marsden.
I could see
Cyclops. He is the Boy Scout. He's the leader. He's the Captain America version of an X-Men. Part of me would want to say yes, but I think it's another situation like with Professor X.
He leads.
He's made a lot of tough choices. He's made some tough calls, and some of those tough calls, I think, disqualify him. As much, though, as I think he should, and as great as he is, I mean, no, bro was beefing with Wolverine all the time. And he shot his optic beam into a lake and caused a wormhole. You know how much that's going to disrupt the environment? The ozone layer is broken because of him. Think of how many times he... Waiting for this?
Gambit?
Reed. Okay, again, we're going off the movie version, and the movie version of this Reed Richards isn't arrogant, isn't an a-hole. He's actually like the best kind of Reed Richards in terms of caring about his family, caring about the people around him.
Yeah, but he's lame.
Nothing about the Fantastic Four in that version made me think that he wouldn't. But then again, he had that choice. Save my baby, save the planet. And he chose the baby, which I think is the right choice. Especially having a kid, you know? But would Mjolnir be like, I'm the other planet, so no, you can't lift me. That's a tough one.
I didn't think that Factor could help me reach my protein goal.
Oh,
Boy, was
my
I wrong.
gosh.
3 high-protein breakfast for a year?
Been ate up by ads.
All right, and now we got to the interesting one.
I could see it.
Doctor Doom. This was the other rumor I was hearing. So yes, there was a big rumor going around.
Somehow, obviously he's not worthy, but somehow he gets. I don't know how he would
Loki.
do it, but
I was seeing a rumor, and maybe it's more of a fan theory, but this would be an awesome fan theory. I was hearing, what if, because the
like
thing,
maybe because he has Tony Stark's face, like maybe he has Tony Stark's body chemistry, where it's like Tony Stark gets him the worthiness to pick up the hammer.
Also does say versus Doctor Doom, yes, but people said, what if you saw Doctor Doom lift the hammer? And that would completely then change your perspective of Doom, because they kept saying that that's how Doom is going to be framed in this movie. He's going to be almost like Thanos, but to a way where you understand, where you don't see him as the bad guy, where Doom sees himself as the good guy. What he's doing is to save the multiverse, protect us and everything. If Doom could then lift the hammer, proving he's like a good guy, wouldn't that like totally shift our minds watching the movie going, wait, what? He can lift the hammer? He means he's not bad. Are we the bad guys here? I mean, because again, the rumor is that the reason the multiverse is collapsing and things are happening is because Steve Rogers decided to be selfish, get himself that Peggy Carter, have a baby, and live his life there. Although I really don't think he's selfish, and he totally deserved that ending. Some would say that is selfish and that ruined the multiverse. Steve would be the bad guy in that situation, and Doom lost a lot. I think a scene of him holding the hammer showing that he's like in good intention and that would like really flip the minds of some of the characters. They'd go, wait, what the heck?
3C,
What's
you
going
kind
on?
of
That would
cooking.
just be crazy. That would be crazy. All right. Well, I'm going to cry tonight.
You look like delightful. I don't even know what that means.
In the comment section of this video, if you've made it this far, please let me know who you think I look like.
Buddy, I've made it for 4 videos now. What you mean? I've made it further than you probably ever thought I would get.
Had been going.
Avengers Doomsday reported opening scene is mind-blowing.
This topic
Imagine it's the Mjolnir scene. Imagine we just heard about it and we're getting it fleshed out.
had been going around honestly for months, and I had considered talking about it, but it's just such a wild out there rumor I didn't know whether to take for real. And just in the last few days, it's gotten so big, I might as well just talk about it, and why not make it its own video? So that's what I wanted to
Is it gonna be Spider-Man? You're showing a lot of Tobey Maguire Spider-Man right now.
dive into here with you guys. This rumor and report going around for the opening scene of Avengers Doomsday that is supposedly involving Tobey Maguire Spider-Man and his universe meeting its demise. Yeah, we're gonna be diving into all this, and I want to know from you guys, one, do you even believe this rumor? Do you think there is some credibility to it? Like I said, this has been going around for months, but just in the last few days, more people have been talking about it, and it's just caught on like wildfire. Two, do you think this is the right way to open up the movie? Would it hook you in? And three, is Tobey Maguire dying? Oh, Feige, you better not, man. You better
Why
not.
does he need to live, bro? I don't understand why everybody loves Toby so much. Like, I get it. He's cool. He's the OG. But he's like, what more do you want from the character, man?
All right, so just diving into it.
Well, I'm not one of those people who think Spider-Man always has to be like struggling, you know? Like, I don't want to say why does Spider-Man have to have a happy ending? Because sometimes I would like to see Spider-Man have a happy ending. Peter Parker have a happy ending, but
I love that it's basically now common knowledge, at least to us geeks who follow the online news all
That
the
he's gonna
time.
be in the movie?
Tobey Maguire Spider-Man is in Avengers Doomsday. That is without a doubt 100% confirmed. Put my mama's life on it.
whoa.
Mom? That's just an insane fact we have to soak in for a little bit, and I think puts us in a better idea what Doomsday will be. With the confirmation of like the X-Men from the Fox universe and James Marsden's Cyclops, Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man being in there, it seems a lot more like this movie really is going to be paying homage to the early days of live-action comic book movies, at least the early 2000s, with those films that kind of pioneered everything in where we are today. It felt like Deadpool and Wolverine kind of did that, but they notably left out a lot of other characters. I think it's just even more wild also thinking about like it's an Avengers movie where you just expect Tom Holland, the current modern day Spider-Man, to be in there, but he's not. He got replaced with the OG Tobey. Like, wow, Feige knows what he's doing. You also see the amount of star power and buzz that brought to a film like No Way Home, and Avengers Doomsday desperately needs that, with there being, I would say, little to no buildup to this movie, even though we've had 2 phases to kind of lead to a buildup, right? So all in all, to me, this is just a smart move, not only to get people to show up, because Tobey is just a beloved figure in the superhero universe. It further cements the multiverse shenanigans going on in this film, but okay. This report that had been going around for months, and other YouTube creators have been really heavily hinting at, that the opening for Avengers Doomsday is going to start off with a really big, exciting bang. I don't know how many of you guys watch the John Campea show, but he's someone who not only knows the opening of Avengers Doomsday, he claims he has read the entire script for the film and that it's mind-blowing, insane, and only makes him 10 times more excited.
Who is this guy? What do you mean? And how is he allowed to just talk about it?
But yeah, what they indicated to me was the sheer amount and volume of action in this thing. When you're talking in terms of minutes on screen and scope, is going to blow away everything Marvel's ever done.
Oh, well,
And
that's
so I'm like,
no. The thing is, that's one of the things I've explained to people. I'm like, I honestly don't know how some of the stuff that's in this movie is going to be accomplished. I have no idea. Even from the opening, what could be the opening.
by the way, can I go on record again? No spoilers,
Yeah.
no spoilers. I think the greatest comic book movie opening, well, the 2 greatest comic book movie openings ever are X-Men 2 with Nightcrawler attacking the White House, and Batman versus Superman with Bruce
Bruce
Wayne,
Wayne.
in Gotham as the battle between Zod and Superman is destroying Gotham. I think those are the two greatest openings of comic book movies ever. It all depends on how it executes. I think the opening sequence of Doomsday is going to eclipse those.
Well,
I really do.
People are going to lose their
People are
fucking
going to
minds.
lose their minds.
I mean, that's the funniest thing about this movie is it just comes out and plants a flag.
And well, there have been several theories, rumors, reports going around on what this opening scene is, and a lot of them, while they have some differing details in there, which I will go into each one, the common reoccurring plot point is we will be seeing Sam Raimi's Tobey Maguire universe become a victim of an incursion, and that world will die off. What a way to open up Avengers Doomsday, if this is legit, if this is real, because man...
Dude,
Here
that's
you
crazy. Why couldn't it be the freaking? Did I just pause on an ad? I just did it again. Why would they?
Whoa.
I'm just saying, if Tobey Maguire's universe has to face that fate, I would hope the X-Men also have to. I don't know. Actually, that's kind of bitter of me, but I don't know. I wish it just didn't have to be that way.
I have so many thoughts about that. One, like, there's a part of me that would be so pissed and angry because that is one of the most beloved, amazing universes, but maybe that is the point, right? If you think about all the universes that we have seen through the multiverse, whether the Fox universe, the Tobey universe, the MCU, right now I would say most people would be extremely devastated to see that Tobey Maguire universe go, and it would show us the stakes involved in this movie. Also, what is that even going to look like? We've had, somewhat examples in other comic book mediums that not exactly are incursions, but look like world-ending events, whether it's the end of No Way Home.
Is that happening? Or am I dying? Oh yeah, no, that's happening. That's real. Are there people in the sky?
A little bit in the animated Spider-Verse movies. The fact that it's not just Tobey's universe dying, it's just actually seeing a world crumble. And like, are we gonna get to see him like swinging, racing across the city, trying to reach MJ and possibly a daughter he has? That would be wild if they show us little Mayday Parker and he's only like just a smidgen close to getting to them before everything disappears. Mind-blowing, dude. But it goes deeper than that, because even back in December, Daniel RPK and other scoopers were hinting that it's not just gonna be Tobey by himself and an incursion happening and we get to see that. He would be in the middle of battle with the X-Men. Something that we've been wanting to see for forever is something like Hugh Jackman Wolverine fighting off Tobey Maguire Spider-Man, because those are just iconic early day superheroes, right? To open the movie with them tussling, fighting, and having that battle end with the world imploding, like, what? Like,
but then why would Wolverine be in Tobey Maguire's universe? I don't.
Now
I don't really
totally get what some people were saying is like, what does that even look like? How does that scene even happen? Does this also automatically paint the Fox X-Men in kind of like a villainous role? Because I don't think Tobey is there trying to destroy his own world. He's there protecting it. And the X-Men are here looking like it's your universe or our universe, which was a thing that would happen in the Secret Wars comics, is heroes had to decide, hey, we either kill the other planet and one planet gets to live, or we do nothing and both planets collide and die. The Fox X-Men are probably just doing what they think they need to for their people to survive, and is eliminate this world. But man, I was kind of hoping to see Tobey and Hugh Jackman Wolverine be buddies, team up, fight against Doom. I've seen other people start to add on more to this that kind of makes me then go like, okay, well now it just sounds like we making stuff up here, because some people were saying that it would be Dr. Octopus and Tobey Maguire Spider-Man teaming up to fight the X-Men. I'm just like, now how did that make sense? Are we following the events of No Way Home, where Doc Ock went back, kind of rehabilitated a good guy and got...
Yeah. So if he's a good guy, why would he not use... Oh. No, he can still use the arms, though. I think, right?
To keep his
So why would he not help Spider-Man?
life, and now he's like an ally of Tobey Maguire Spider-Man? Or was Doc Ock in his universe aware of this incursion, telling Tobey about it and all? Like, I honestly don't know how to believe that part as much. The part that really gets me kind of extra excited, though, is, so you're thinking, all right, well, the movie opens with Tobey's universe getting eradicated, destroyed. What does that mean then for Tobey Maguire? Well, a lot of these reports end with saying TVA/Loki end up saving Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man, either through like a portal or a last-minute save, because there had been reports that the TVA will be making their own Avenger team preparing for this multiverse threat, and that'll include people like Hugh Jackman Wolverine, Deadpool, Gambit, basically a lot of the people that we saw in Deadpool and Wolverine, since they are already familiar with the TVA, and Tobey Maguire will just be another addition to that TVA team as they try to figure out a way to defeat Doom or stop these incursions. And that also just leads to such exciting stuff, because I have been saying for the longest time, I think with Spider-Man, Tom Holland's version in the MCU, and him still doing the thing where every movie he needs some sort of hero to join alongside him, I was like putting all my money that either Spider-Man 5 or 6, one of those times, they're just going to throw Deadpool in as the sidekick character, because a movie with Deadpool and Spider-Man would just make all sorts of money. And I thought that's when they would do something like that. To think we could actually be getting a Tobey Maguire Spider-Man interaction with Deadpool, and just what those scenes will look like, sound like, be like, all the meta jokes involved that Deadpool could say. What's it like being the non-British Spider-Man?
Is Ryan
When you
Reynolds
have everything
confirmed
you
to be
need to
in
get
Doomsday?
stronger, just around the corner.
I guess he'd probably be one of the people who they wouldn't talk about too much.
Gil, it's things that only make me so excited for this movie, and the things they're planning for it. I never thought this would be the direction for the film, but I want to see it. Jingly key, hype, aura moments, whatever you call it. It's Tobey Maguire, Spider-Man, watching his universe die as the opening for an Avenger film? Kevin Feige cooked a little too hard, man. Now, with all this, the final thing with these rumors that aren't really even part of the opening scene, but more towards the later end, a lot of these rumors indicate, well, Tobey Maguire is gonna face a demise. He's gonna die in this movie. I think that's more of a theory than an actual rumor or report, and I think we've been hearing this rumor and report ever since going back to the days of No Way Home. And I was in the theater 4 different times watching audiences go, it would be such a devastating hit. And I'm not saying you can't do it because of how precious a lot of us older nerds hold Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man, but if you do it, man, you better do it right. You gotta set the cards in a good place. You gotta have it be impactful, meaningful. You can't just brush over it. That character and that person has meant so much to Spider-Man fans. If you're going to do it, please make sure you do it right. I know that's a weird thing to say. I'd rather him not die and still make it to Secret Wars and hang out again with Andrew and Tom Holland, but I'm thinking we're going to see a lot of deaths come in Doomsday, and that's really just to establish the threat Doom is. And I mean, with that opening scene, you establish the threat, you establish the stakes, you hook us, the audience, in immediately, because again, that's a world that meant a lot to us. This just sounds like a little too good fan writing. If I had to put it on a scale of 1 to 10 on how much I believe it, I think I'm like at a 6.5, maybe 7. Again, because we've just been hearing this rumor for literally months. I genuinely can't wait to see, though, what the opening is, or just how they use Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man, because whether
For sure. Oh my goodness.
true or not, Tobey is in this movie. Tobey has a role to play.
Yeah, I don't know. It's crazy to think that this movie is only like 10 months away now. Oh my goodness.
My beautiful movie peeps,
I
we've
cannot
got
wait.
a lot of juicy
What are we doing? DCU Batman Doomed. Oh wow. Man of Tomorrow update, Spider-Man 4 and more.
stuff to talk about, so let's get into it. Some of the movie news we're going to be getting into, guys, is we now found out who the secret writer for James Gunn's DCU. My thoughts on that tomorrow. Next up, a small little update involving Spider-Man Brand New Day that I found, I don't know, worrisome or maybe okay. We had a journalist who works for Deadline give us kind of an update of where Kevin Feige's priorities are right now, and that is focusing in on Avengers Doomsday and Avengers Secret Wars. That's something that they're reporting, that Feige is just mainly focused on getting those movies right, perfect, off the ground, and kind of everything else around that is up to the creative teams making their projects. So things like Vision Quest, that's up to the creatives. Daredevil Born Again Season 2, up to the creatives there. The only thing that has had Kevin Feige kind of step away from that is to hire Jake Schreier, the director of Thunderbolts, to be the director of the upcoming X-Men movie. But everything else is locking in on Doomsday and Secret Wars. And I get it, a lot riding on those movies, very important. And that's setting us up for the reset and the new era of the MCU in the future. Feige needs to be focused focused on that. But with that said, it also lets us know that Kevin Feige essentially just let Amy Pascal, longtime producer of the Tom Holland Spider-Man movies and once ahead at Sony Pictures, to be the one running the ship for the movie. And oh my, I don't want to hit the panic button. I don't want to be the boy crying wolf, but now just a little bit. Just
yeah, I don't know. I thought the biggest hater to Spider-Man movies was Avi Arad. I know Amy Pascal, she was involved in that, but I thought I thought Avi Arad was the bigger evil of the two.
a little bit. Undoubtedly, super excited for Spider-Man Brand New Day, but let's be honest with ourselves. All the details and plot that we've been hearing with this movie sound like what is happening. The involvement of Bruce Banner Hulk, John Bernthal's The Punisher, the months of us going back and forth on whether this was a grounded movie, a multiverse movie, definitely seems like they landed on it being a grounded, street level story. We have no word yet on who the main villain is and the whole mystery behind who is Sadie Sink playing. It is kind of interesting, man. I hope Feige was still there in the beginning process in some capacity and put the ship on the right path for them just to steer it and not move off course too much. But this should open our eyes a little bit more that Spider-Man Brand New Day is much more creatively Sony than it is MCU. And that could be for better also. You know, I want to think the negative involved, but if it's disconnected a bit from the MCU and it's just solely focused on setting up Tom Holland's Spider-Man for the next trilogy that he has, maybe that is the right way to do it. I'm not going to pretend Sony hasn't produced great Spider-Man movies in the past. They are capable of it, but I think mainly nowadays when I think Sony's creative team, I think about all those awful spin-off movies. So it did kind of give me a
honestly,
backlash.
what happened to all the people who were at Marvel, or I guess Sony, when they made Spider-Man 2, Spider-Man 1, Spider-Man 3, Amazing Spider-Man 2?
Effect to hear that Feige just kind of let Amy handle the movie and they're just doing what they need to there because he's got to focus on Doomsday and Secret Wars. Maybe that's the trade-off that he had to do. Is like, Sony, I'll let you in charge of Spider-Man, but let me borrow Tobey Maguire because I need him in Doomsday for something epic. I don't know. Again, a lot of panicking gonna be going on today's Side Flick with all the news. So it's actually gonna be fun as this video goes on. Rank what panics you the most out of everything we just talked about. But how do you feel?
Because I'm trying to remember. Whatchamacallit? Oh, I'm blanking. But didn't? I'm forgetting.
About Kevin Feige kind of not having too much time to be creatively in charge of the next Spider-Man movie and just letting Sony and their producers deal.
Wait, because Marvel was in charge of the past two, or did he get it? Okay, the past three Tom Holland movies. So then why would they let? That's so weird. Just so.
Next up, I want to talk about some major updates involving Man of Tomorrow that I think are so interesting. The first thing is Man of Tomorrow is going to have a new cinematographer, hiring Sam McCurdy, who has worked on Game of Thrones, couple episodes of Peacemaker and Shogun, to be the cinematographer for Man of Tomorrow. This might not seem like a big deal, or it's like, okay, who cares? But a lot of you might have remembered how much discourse, online craziness went on when people finally got their first look at what James Gunn's Superman movie was going to look like. It was done by Henry Brom, who also was the cinematographer of The Flash. And look, like with any movie, you could point out a frame here and there that maybe didn't look right. I am someone that did not mind the look of Superman. I thought it really complemented Superman's costume, had a lot of the colors pop. It wasn't this gray, dulled out VFX movie that a lot of blockbusters have become. It was a movie that was for sure going with its own distinct style, whether it was a style you really liked or you just thought, little too much for me. Never the case, it was still a heavy topic of contention online. A lot of people were upset with it, and now it seems this might be one of those situations where James Gunn was like, hey, they didn't like it. let me do something different. But then again, it could have nothing to do with the fans' response, and they could have hired this new cinematographer because this technically isn't Superman 2. And if this movie isn't a direct sequel to that, well, then there's no point in keeping that same distinct style, and it makes more sense to do something slightly different. Either way, there was a bit of relief online when people saw that there was a new cinematographer, and now it will be kind of cool to get a different look at Superman, Lex Luthor, Metropolis.
That's crazy how it can come out online from a news report that you lose your job and people are celebrating that news.
And see if the cinematographer makes much of a difference and if it pleases people, right? All right, so there was that update with Man of Tomorrow. Then James Gunn was spending the last week answering a ton of fans online, just answering small little tidbits here and there involving Man of Tomorrow. And one of those updates did include a huge rumor that had been going around for weeks that Wonder Woman would be a character cast in Man of Tomorrow.
Thank you. Dang, we were talking about that like an hour ago. That's wow.
The early casting descriptions needed a
that.
very tall, muscular, strong woman for the role. And people automatically assumed that was Wonder Woman. And no, James Gunn shot down those rumors, as well as also the rumors of Batman's inclusion in the movie. And okay, as much of a bummer as that is, and as much as I would have liked Wonder Woman to be part of this film, I'm still happiest seeing Wonder Woman / Batman be introduced in their own project and not supporting characters in a Superman follow-up. It just screamed a lot of BVS vibes, you know? However, though, as soon as James Gunn then debunked those rumors, put that to rest, it felt like it then gave the confirmation to other scoopers about then who this mystery strong female character would be, leading the Nexus report, who has been extremely reliable with DC News, to tell us that Maxima is the female character being cast for Man of Tomorrow, and this really opened the doors for what's going on in this film. Now, okay, if you're like me, who I've said for the longest time, super casual Superman fan, so the name Maxima meant nothing to me. But after doing some research and learning more, Maxima is actually a very prominent character in Superman history and has made several appearances in Superman media, from the cartoons to Smallville, and now she'll be making a debut in one of the live-action movies. Maxima is this alien character from the planet Almerac, who is extremely strong and is up to the level of Superman, Wonder Woman, and Aquaman, so it is someone that can go toe-to-toe.
Is Aquaman Aquaman deserves to be in that conversation? Oh wow, I did not know Aquaman was that strong.
With Superman, but she is most notably known for her desire of wanting Superman as a mate. Hey, get in line, sister. That was kind of like her thing, and it is even what the episode in the Superman animated series revolved around, is her just trying to get Superman to have a kid with her.
No one has ever lasted this long with me.
Oh my gosh! Oh, she a freak! Oh my god, I need to now.
One staple of
Hey, James Gunn, I see what you did here, and you did this for the Gooners, and I can only thank you for this.
Once I kind of understood a little bit of that, well, it made it feel like, oh, so Maxima is almost like Superman's Black Cat or Catwoman, a seductive but powerful adversary for our hero. And well, just like me, as the internet started finding out more about Maxima, then they started going, oh no, this isn't good. Not because the character shouldn't be in a movie. If anything, I'm glad we're actually digging into Superman lore, getting Superman characters, and not throwing in people like the Engineer or a more obscure character like an Ultraman and rewriting his multiverse story to basically be an original character in the movie. Maxima to me sounds like she has a good history and does deserve to be in a movie like this.
What's the history?
But the issues that come to mind that a lot of comic fans were thinking of is, one, a powerful female character who's going to be able to beat the butt of Superman. That's just going to piss off a lot of crybabies online. Two, it's a character whose big identity is their kind of sexual nature towards Superman, and James Gunn has been criticized for the way he does portray sexy women on screen, although I think there's a lot of great female characters that James Gunn has written. It does make you wonder how much of that personality will be showcased in the movie. So those concerns are there, and I'm curious to hear what your guys' stance on that. But putting that aside, Maxima's involvement in the movie also opened the door for a comic run named Panic in the Sky that was a story that involved Maxima, Brainiac, and Superman putting together a group of random heroes to fight this big threat. And that to me is sounding almost exactly like what Man of Tomorrow is shaping up to be. When also looking more into Panic in the Sky, the story, it does involve Brainiac bringing in a mobile weapon named War World, which is kind of like this planet destroying device, but it's also sometimes used as a battle arena once owned by Mongol. And it's kind of a way to just force heroes to fight one another in a Coliseum style for entertainment. But knowing where the DCU is right now and how they've set up Salvation Planet, where Peacemaker ends up at the end of season 2 instead of War World, it could be that this planet is the testing battleground that Brainiac is using. Just a lot of stuff in there then that kind of connected dots. So these are kind of our updates for Man of Tomorrow. I think it really then gives us a clear idea of what this movie could look like. I wasn't crazy excited when I heard the name Maxima, but doing some research, seeing this Panic in the Sky story, Superman starting to form his version of a Justice League to fight Brainiac, I'm like, you know what? I'm kind of looking forward to what that looks like. But you guys give me your thoughts and concerns with these details. But all right, moving on now to talk about Batman Brave and the Bold. This has had the internet on fire and the roaring and anger is still going on. But kind of to back up a little bit, along with James Gunn answering a bunch of questions in the DC, he was making some comments about Batman in the DCU. So he did debunk that he's not going to be showing up in Man of Tomorrow. And to me, that was expected. I still think we're probably going to get a mention of Batman in that movie, but no appearance. But since we aren't getting Batman and Man of Tomorrow, it does leave the question of a lot of people going, hey, then when are we getting this Batman? When's he showing up?
Why are you showing the Batman? I thought you were talking about, I was like, there's no way he confirmed that the Batman is the Batman in the DCU.
And James Gunn was clear. He has no interest in rushing DCU Batman right now, especially with Matt Reeves as the Batman about to film this year and be released in the year 2027. He doesn't realistically see the DCU Batman getting off the ground anytime soon. And even if it did, he would not want to release 2 different Batman movies in the same year, which again, just kind of puts the timeline in the fan perspective that the earliest we could see DCU Batman start to get formed is after the theatrical release of Matt Reeves as the Batman, and that's in October of 2027. So honestly, 2028 is when DCU Batman can just start now making progress to be put on screen. Kind of crazy to think about, but that's what happens when you got 2 different Batman going on at the same time. But the biggest bombshell was last night. A report from Jeff Snyder got released, finally revealing this secret writer for Batman Brave and the Bold, because James Gunn for months has been saying there is someone writing this Batman movie, but I don't want to reveal it. I don't want to put pressure on them. I don't want anyone knowing who it is. And well, secret's out now, because Jeff Snyder, along with Nexus Point backing up his story, let us know that Christina Hudson will write Batman Brave and the Bold, and you best know her from writing The Flash. Oh man, this news got let out late at night, and as actually I
thought nobody would catch on to it. The later they release it, nobody will see it. Nope. But this news, I thought there were some things in The Flash that were mostly the Ben Affleck stuff. No, not the Ben Affleck. Who's the other guy? I forget, but the old Batman. I thought that stuff kind of worked. I guess most of the other stuff didn't. So I guess it's not a good sign, but I liked, give this writer some respect, because I liked Birds of Prey. Birds of Prey was, I mean, it was like a female empowerment movie, I guess, but I thought it was a good movie nonetheless. I've never seen Bumblebee, but so you can go, she's 1 for 2 technically in my eyes. She's 1 for 2, so that's not enough for me to totally write her off.
Recording this, The Hollywood Reporter, an actual news publication in the industry, also now confirming it, making it official. The writer for the next Batman movie is the same writer behind The Flash. You can now 100% see why James Gunn was keeping this a secret and why he didn't want a single soul to know, because all day my timeline has been filled with nothing but panic, anger.
James Gunn is legit worse than Feige. James has decided if he can't have Pattinson, then he's just gonna destroy Batman forever.
Upset. People saying just cancel the movie. Why don't you just merge David Cornsweet and Robert Pattinson's Batman already? And I know how a lot of you feel. You go, Chris, that's just Twitter. They're always complaining. Don't need to pay attention to any of that. But the anger and outcry I'm seeing are not from the usual DCU haters. I'm seeing it from the people that have been backing up James Gunn since day one. Heck, who are still excited for the future of the DCU, but this one specific story they just don't like. And okay, look, you guys know I've been very honest on my thoughts on what I love and what I don't like about the DCU. And I'm gonna tell you right now, I think some people are over exaggerating. I've said it for forever, and you can go back. I'm not going to be someone that is swayed by the internet hate. I get that The Flash is one of the most hated comic book movies, and heck, maybe for good reason. Tons of controversies. The star of the movie was doing questionable things. It's a movie I don't waste time defending because, hey, I get why people just weren't a fan, but watching that movie, trying to remain unbiased, I had a great time with The Flash. It is filled with a ton of flaws, lots of issues, but I don't think those issues really stemmed from the script. If anything, I thought the story was pretty well done, and with all the behind-the-scene issues and how many times that Flash movie got a different director, a different writer, it's a miracle the movie came out as watchable as it is. Yes, you can point out a cringy line or moment here and there, but like the Ben Affleck scene in the alley talking to Barry I thought was great. A lot of the Michael Keaton stuff I thought was awesome. And this writer also worked on Bumblebee and Birds of Prey. I don't hate either of those movies. So to me, this doesn't make me panic. This doesn't make me go, oh no. I'm still willing to see it all through, but being fair, honest, and looking at the other side, playing non-devil's advocate, or whatever you want to call it, people have every right to be panicking and get angry. How, as the head of DC, are you thinking, all right, our star character, our arguably most popular person, Batman, let's give him the creative team of one of the most hated, controversial, and just negative aura movies to have existed,
Good point.
The Flash. We all saw the lead up to The Flash was nothing but just awful headline after awful headline. Why then would you then want to give that director, that writer, that cinematographer maybe, basically the entire Flash creative team and the curse that was on that movie onto the Batman? It's like, yeah, you knew what you were doing when you had to keep the writer of the movie a secret, because you see what happened online. And it's even more baffling when you look at some of the other characters who are getting real prestige people working behind them. At one point, we were going to get the Sergeant Rock movie, and who had that? Luca Guadagnino, Oscar-winning director, okay? The Clayface movie, Mike Flanagan, proven time and time again, his writing is just awesome. But for the Batman,
it's the dog park.
The old cone of shame, right?
It's called an Elizabethan collar.
But aren't they like reusing a lot of people from? Oh, that's Marvel. Because I know that MCU does that the same thing. Like the Thunderbolts movie, he was just talking about. I think the director Jake Schreier. That movie didn't do the greatest, but that movie was a good movie in itself. So I guess, I don't know.
You want to go with someone whose history looks slightly tainted? It's questionable decisions, am I right? So again, to me, I don't hit the panic button. I'm willing to see it through, but I can't argue too much with the people angry with this. I can't argue too much with the people thinking this is a bad call, because on paper, this feels like a giant gamble. The only thing I can think of is Christina, who has been known to work really well with studios and other creative heads, is just someone James Gunn can mold into what he wants for the DCU Batman. James Gunn has been very open about he's working closely with the secret writer of the movie. Now we know who. So it seems almost like James Gunn is like the ghostwriter for the Batman movie. It's basically going to be written by him without really being written by him. And if you went with like someone else or someone with more credits, more prestige, or more proven work behind them, I think you'd see James Gunn butting heads a little bit more and not being able to get the movie done the specific way he wants. And that's why we're seeing this outcome. I should also point point out in this same Hollywood Reporter article, they talk about Andy Muschietti right now as a director, though, is a very hot commodity because of Welcome to Derry. That got great reviews. People loved it. And the article even confirms a season 2, which, yay, finally, love to hear that. I'd want that other season. But because of Andy Muschietti being such a hot commodity right now, he might be getting offers for other things that could put him out of the timeline to make this Batman movie. So he still might not end up directing it, but we'll have to wait and see on that. Either way,
Andy, okay, how are you guys gonna be mad? Andy Muschietti directed The Flash, but he's directing Batman Brave from the. He's directing the movie. So you guys, whoa, that's big though. How are y'all gonna get mad at that, but y'all not gonna get mad at this? Sounds like, I don't know. Dare I say, grifting? But
though, it's just crazy panic in the sky right now over this Batman movie. At the end of the day, to me, it's just Matt Reeves has just set such a high bar. I don't know what other way you go. I'm still going to trust James Gunn on this and hope it comes out well, but hey, people were not happy. I throw it off to you guys, though. You see
I don't know, but glad to be all caught up. If you made it to the end of the video, I really appreciate it. I really hope you enjoyed. Thank you so much for clicking on the video. Now I do want to do more of these videos. Hopefully not as long. Let's see, how long is the video? Holy, but definitely not as long. But I don't know. I love comic books and not comic book, but comic movies. I do want to get into comic books. I just like all types of different nerd stuff that I don't normally get to talk about. So I'd love to get on here and talk about it some more. I'm going to try and do that. But yeah, thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed. Catch you on the next one. Love y'all and be good people. And remember, Jesus loves you.